Santa! I know him! Hey everybody, it's Janelle from the Yarn Necklaces channel. I have a fun Christmas themed video for you guys today. I joined a collaboration with another channel called Discovering the Art of Living, and she's doing Christmas themed movies, and today's movie is Elf with Will Ferrell. So I'm going to show you how to crochet Buddy the Elf ornament. And if you haven't checked out Discovering the Art of Living, make sure you check out her channel too, because she has a lot of unique tutorials. So the supplies you're going to need to make this are a few different colors of yarn. We're going to need just a little bit of brown. This is for the hair. And then a little yellow. This is the closest thing I could come to like a peach or skin color. So whatever you want to use for the skin color. And we got a dark green, white, black. And then the other thing you'll need is a little bit of like spray starch or maybe some hairspray. I'm using this to like kind of stiffen up the hair and make it curly. And then a yarn needle, scissors. The crochet hook we're going to be using is, let's see if I can find this on here, a size H. And you could probably use something similar, like a G would be fine, or somewhere around there. This one I'm just using to wrap the yarn around to make that little curly hair. So you could use a pencil for this too, but I just grabbed another crochet hook. And I have two little black beads. These are about 4 millimeters. And I'm using a little bit of the 527 beacon glue to glue the eyes on. And you can also use, I will be using a hot glue gun. It's actually sitting on the other table, like warming up. And I also have a plastic bag for when I'm gonna spray the spray starch, so that way I don't mess up my tablecloth. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is make the hair, and you want to take your brown yarn. I cut this to about 3 feet. You could probably do 2, that would be enough, but I just made a little extra just to make sure I had enough curls. And what I'm going to do is unravel this. This is like a 4-ply yarn, so I'm just going to unravel, and I just need 1 ply of this. I'm actually doing 2, so I'm going to have to kind of separate it here. Let's start from here. And you just want to let it twist as you unravel. All right, so we got just the 1 strand of that yarn, and what we're going to do is take a crochet hook or a pen or something skinny like this and just wrap it around. Just hold it here, wrap it around, and just go back over it so it stays. Keep wrapping like this. And just keep wrapping until you're done. And now that you're done, you can take that hairspray or spray starch or something that'll make this a little stiffer. You want to just spray that on there. And then, once you make sure it's all soaking in there, you want to just kind of slide it off and just let it dry like this, so that way it's curly. So we can just set that aside and start our crocheting. So we're going to start with our white yarn, and we're going to make the collar. And you want to make a little bit, like make sure you have a little bit of a tail, because you're going to tie this together with the end tail. So just make sure there's enough to tie. It's not too short. So do your slip knot however you feel comfortable. And then you're going to chain 13. And then we're going to single crochet along this whole row. So skip the first chain and do a single crochet in the first one, and 1 single crochet for each chain going all the way to the end. When I do that last single crochet, I always like to have like 2 of the loops on top and 1 on the bottom. because that way it kind of holds this piece of yarn in place, but whatever you want to do. So that there's that last single crochet. And then you can chain one and turn, and then we're just going to do the same thing and just one single crochet in each single crochet. And that was our last one. So we had 12 single crochets along the row. And then you just want to do a chain and then trim that. Do it a little bit longer so I can tie it easier. And just pull that out, pull it a little tight. And we're just going to want to kind of weave this so it's like towards this end and not this side. So I'm just going to put my crochet hook in here and just kind of go like this. And try not to pull it too hard so it keeps its shape. So there we go. And then we're just going to kind of fold it around like a collar and then just tie a little knot right here. And just be careful not to pull it too tight because this will like scrunch up and you don't want that. Just an easy knot first. Just like that. And then maybe just one more. And then you can pull it tight so it won't do anything. And then just trim off your ends here. That. So that's our first step, is making the collar. So we can set that one there. For the hat, you're just going to use green and yellow yarn. And we're going to do the same thing, just do a slip knot here and chain one. We're going to start with the top of the hat up here. Chain one and then chain one more. And then we're going to single crochet in that first chain that we made. And like I said, I like to do 2 loops on top and 1 on the bottom. But it doesn't matter a whole lot if you can't do that. Just do a regular single crochet in there. So there's 1 single crochet. Looks like this. I know it's dark yarn, so it's kind of hard to see. And then we're going to do 1 chain and then turn it. And then we just have that 1 single crochet on our hook here. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in this 1 single crochet. So 1 and 2. There's our 2. And then we're going to chain 1 and then turn again. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet in that first single crochet. And then we're going to do 2 in that second single crochet. This is an increase. So it's starting to get that little pointy hat look, like that. And then we're going to do another chain, turn it again, and we're going to do one single crochet right here in that first single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next single crochet, and then 2 single crochets in the last one. 1, 2. And then chain 1 again. And then we're going to do same pattern, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next single crochet. So 1 in each one until you get to the end. You do 2 in the last single crochet. But when we go here, what we're going to do is not do the full single crochet. You're just going to do where you have the 2 loops pulled up. So let me show you from starting. Put that back in there. So you start your single crochet, you put your hook in here and pull up a loop like that. So instead of finishing it off, we're going to join our yellow yarn in there. So we're just going to take our yarn, the yellow one, and then pull it through like this. And just leave a tail. And then we're just going to do a chain like that. And then turn it around. And what I like to do is crochet over these two tails. You're going to need to crochet over at least the green one because we're going to pick up the green on this side. So unless you want to cut it and then start over on this side, but I find it easier if you just leave it on there. So to do that, you just want to kind of fold them like this, kind of move them out of the way, make sure they're in between this and your hook. And just kind of do a single crochet right there in your first single crochet that you had the green single crochet. So now you're doing the yellow inside the green. And then we're going to do just one single crochet across this row in each one. And see how I'm like crocheting over those two tails? And so 5 total single crochets like this. So actually, I went a little too fast. So we're gonna join our green back on here. So what you want to do on the 5th one is do the same thing we did with the green. You're gonna go like this and pull up a loop, and then we're gonna take our green and pull it through. See how I did that? And then you can just leave the yellow tails there, or you can cut them if they're in your way. I think I'll just cut them because we don't need yellow anymore. So then we'll do one chain and turn, and one single crochet here, and one in each one all the way across like we've been doing. And we'll do 2 in the last one for the green. 1, 2, and then just one chain to finish it off. And then we're gonna trim it right here. And then just pull it tight. And there is your little hat. And what you want to do is just tuck these in. You can use your hook to tuck them in, or use a smaller hook. Or if you don't like tucking ends in like most people, you can just use your glue gun and glue them down if you want. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a little bit easier. I'm being lazy today. Sorry, guys. So we'll put that there. Our next step is to make the face. And we're going to use this color here. And to make the face, we're going to do a magic circle or a magic ring. And believe it or not, I just learned how to do this today. So bear with me. I'm going to try and show you guys what I learned. What you're going to do, I noticed I was doing it wrong at first. I was like starting like this. But actually what you want to do is start with the end of your yarn and go like this. So you just put it over your fingers. And this is sort of like a little slip knot, just a magic circle slip knot. So go like this, have your yarn tail on the top here and your rest of your yarn this way. You're going to wrap around and make an X around your fingers like this. And you can hold your yarn here with your thumb and then go back around like this. So you have 2 lines on your fingers of yarn, and then just squeeze your pinky right there so you can hold it. So you have something that looks like this. Then you're going to take your crochet hook and you're going to go to this top part of your X and go underneath this. And then you're going to pull the other part through here and then twist up like this. Then what you want to do is flip your hand over, kind of follow your hook along with it. And then you're going to go underneath this one, the one that's closest to your knuckles. Underneath that one. And then you're going to twist that so you can pull it through this little loop on here. And you kind of want to make it loose so you can get it through. It is a little tricky, but a little practice, you can get it. So then when you take it off, this end here, you can pull this tighter or looser. So that's going to be our little magic where, you know, when you do your crochets around here, you can pull it tight so there's no gap in this little hole here. And then you'll see it's a little bit twisted, like this part right here. So I like to just make it untwisted and pull that out like that. So, and you can tell it's like a slip knot, like in a ring attached to it. So we can do 6 crochets around here. So let's start with that. We don't need this tail in here. And you can crochet over your tail as you go. That won't matter. So we're going to do 1. So 6 single crochets. I think I said that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here comes the magic. So, it still looks a little bit tangled. So I'm going to pull that out and we're just going to pull it like this. And it's just going to come closed like that. It's magic. Okay. So then what you want to do, now that you have your 6 single crochets around here, you're going to go into your first one you made. We're going to do 2 single crochets in each one of these single crochets. So there's 1. And 2. And then go to your next one. And if you need to, you can put a stitch marker on there. But I'm just going to go from here because we're only doing 3 rows, so I don't feel like I really need a stitch marker. And this is our second row, a round, whatever you want to call it. And we're doing a total of 12 single crochets. So I think that was 8. This is 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's how it looks so far. And then we're just going to go around one more time. What we're going to do is 1 single crochet in the next single crochet, and then 2 single crochets in this one, and then 1 in the next one, and then 2 in the next one. And you just repeat this pattern all the way around. And you'll have a total of 18 when you're done. And then once you made it all the way around, you just want to do a slip stitch in the next single crochet, just like that. Finish off, and then you can trim your ends. Just pull on that a little bit, and then I like to pull this to the back. And then if you want to just glue it like me, you can glue it with some hot glue down, or you can tuck it under some of these little loops if you want. Now we have our 3 crocheted items that we need. We just need to start gluing down with our hot glue gun. And this is what we have made so far. We have our hat, the hair, the face, and the collar. And what we're going to do is first glue these down or tuck them in, whatever you prefer. I'm going to glue mine down. Make sure when you're using your hot glue gun that you're not touching the tip because it's very hot. Or use a low temp one, that works too. And then you can just trim these off. So the first thing we're going to do is glue our hair on here. And you can kind of pull it apart just a little bit. Just like how I'm doing, not too far, or you're going to lose your curls. And then you can glue it on his head like this. So I am using my hot glue gun, but just be really careful. I have long nails, so I just use my nails to glue things down. But if you need to, use like a toothpick or something so you don't glue your fingers. Just glue that on there like that. And then you can also glue the hat on top of that like this. Make sure you don't cover up all the hair, of course. If you like the curly hair, just put a little bit of glue along here and press it down like this. Make sure you don't glue your table. And of course, hot glue is very stringy, so you might have to pull these strings off. And then you can also glue, I think what I did was I put a little glue on here and then kind of squeeze that together. So let's do that. And then you can trim your hair if it's going crazy back here. Just do a little trim. So then what you want to do is sew on your smiley face. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the brown yarn. So once you have it on your needle, you're going to make a little smiley face. So if you could see your first row of crochet, like single crochets, like right around here. Let me see if I can focus a little bit better. There we go. And then you just kind of want to do a smiley face, like kind of along here. So I just did 3 little stitches. So what I did was I just went up like this, maybe start in the middle, just hold that down and go up to like the next hole here. And I did it like 2 times. So I just sewed it over 2 times like that. And then go over to this side. And I kind of went towards like the end of that black one. So overlapping it just a little bit. So that way it's all connected. Kind of like this. And go over it the same spot. Let's see, probably about there. And then up here, just grab something. And just one more time. Looks like I got a little speck of glue there. Okay. And then all you need to do is just tie it, or you can glue it down. I think I'm just going to glue mine down. Make sure it's secure. You can just go like that. And then you can just cut these off. I still feel like there's a little piece of glue there. I don't like that. Let's try and trim that a little bit more. There, got it. There, now he's looking good. What you want to do before you put the eyes on is put a little string up here. So whether you would use a ribbon or just a piece of yarn, it's up to you. So I'm just going to use a little piece of white yarn and cut about, I don't know, maybe a foot. You probably don't need quite that much. And I'm just going to use my crochet hook and just like kind of go in here and just grab it and pull it through like that. And then you can tie it on the top. And then you can just take these two and just tie them in a knot like this. You can do the same thing with a ribbon. And just trim it here. So that way you have something to hang it. So to do our eyes, we're just going to put them like right about here and here. Just kind of flatten this out so it's easier to put on there. And just use a dot of our Beacon 527 glue. And just going to drop them in there. And then you just need to let your eyes dry, and then you have your buddy ornament all ready to go. So let me know if you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.